Hey God, someone come back.
Obviously, Easter is right around the corner. Everybody probably knows that, but something that everyone might not know is that Passover was this past Saturday. The Last Supper was actually a Seder meal to celebrate Passover. We're going to be talking about the Rugrats Passover special today.
Nickelodeon invites you to celebrate a special moment in Rugrats history.
Hi, I'm Moses. Pleased to meet you. I'm Pharaoh. I run this place.
It's the Rugrats Passover special, complete with pyramids, plagues, and lots of matzah.
Chucky, look at this bread. It's flat.
So gather the family, grind the gefilte fish, and get ready for the questions.
This green vegetable before us, what does it mean?
It's the Rugrats Passover special. Tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Nick.
You let the babies to freedom!
Rugrats is obviously a kid's show, so there's definitely a good bit of sugarcoating. Trying to explain things like the nuances of slavery and the angel of death are obviously very difficult with toddlers. I just want to say the entire plot revolved around being stuck in the attic. I just have to say, that would not have happened in the modern day. The adults would presumably have cell phones, so they wouldn't have had to stay in the attic for Grandpa Boris to tell the story of Passover. I have mentioned that I grew up in a Roman Catholic household. Obviously, we celebrated Easter like the majority of people here in the States. But the United States doesn't have a national religion, despite what right-wing bigots have to say. I guess that's what happens when you have a country founded on puritanical beliefs and the right to prosecute people for their religious beliefs. Cough cough the Salem witch trials. I know, focus Dano, focus. We're talking about Passover today, not persecution. I just felt the need to get on my soapbox for a second. I also wanted to mention Tommy keeping a screwdriver in his diaper though. I know it's a kid's show, so we're expected to suspend our disbelief and not question it. But let's think about those ramifications. I'm trying not to think about it too much, because I'm going to try and be serious here.
Oh, real serious. Gotta take it real serious, huh?
As a straight, white male, I was slapped in the face by the fact that the world wasn't made for me after I became disabled. It was the first time in my life where I was in a minority, and I felt very unseen and unheard. I can kind of relate to other people's feelings living in a world that isn't designed for them. But the Rugrats Passover special brings a rather niche thing into the spotlight. Even though it's not really niche. I think everyone knows about Moses. And how he split the Red Sea. I'm not an Egyptologist, so I'm not gonna sit here and yap to you about ancient Egypt. But the pyramids? The Sphinx? The Valley of the Kings?
I mean, come on.
Like I said, I grew up with the Easter tradition. Jesus was Jewish and was literally celebrating Passover on Good Friday. The book of Exodus is literally the story of Passover. Exodus, exit, you know? After that, Moses and the Hebrews wandered the desert for 40 years until Israel was established. Christians have that story too. It's really no secret that Christianity and Judaism are so common. It's almost like the only thing that really matters is being a good person, not arbitrary titles like Christian or Jew or Egyptian or Hebrew. I know it's kind of cliche and cringe, but can't we just stop hating each other for a minute? Like I said, I know it's cringe.
Won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. I'm glad we're together again.
I know I've talked about tribalism here before. And I'm about to again. Ancient Egyptians? The Hebrews? All of that Old Testament shit is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to tribalism. In the ancient world, tribalism made a lot of sense. If you were an Egyptian or a Hebrew, you could easily identify other members of your tribe, or distinguish they were in that other tribe. But if you haven't noticed, we no longer live in the ancient world. It's very connected and easy to access. And that's a good thing. Diversity is something that should be celebrated. My final thought on the Rugrats Passover special is this. As far as I know, Phil and Lil's mom is noticeably absent. Probably because, although it's never explicitly stated, of her sexuality. It just goes to show how similar the religions are. Bigotry and homophobia doesn't discriminate, even though antisemitism and homophobia are two separate things. Anyone who's still afraid of someone from another tribe really irritates me. I try looking at it as ignorance instead of maliciousness. But it really comes off as xenophobic and ethnocentric, and I have very little patience for that. We've evolved and matured past all of that. I guess I'll get off the soapbox now and roll out.
They see me rolling, they hating.
Before that, at the risk of sounding like Kyle from South Park,
I learned something today.
I really hope you all learned something today. I'm not just trying to entertain you, I also want to educate you. But I'm certainly no Bill Nye. Or Steve Irwin.
This is the crocodile. This is what they're all about. It's really hard to express how much I love him, but seriously, if I could kiss him on the lips, I would.
My website, disableddanny.com, is still down and under construction.
Oh, they're coming. The dragons are on their way.
You can subscribe to join my cult, the Dan Fam. I love and appreciate all of my Danimals, so remember to be gentle while liking the video and hitting the bell.
Pizza, y'all.